mentioned how you were influenced by people like Buster Keaton. You mentioned Stan Laurel.
Yeah.
Getting stuff from Stan Laurel. Johnny is getting stuff from
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny, those great stares. And you.
Dick Van Dyke found Stan Laurel in a phone book. The year was 1963. Van Dyke was starring in America's favorite sitcom.
Bang, bang, chitty, chitty, bang, bang, fine for a friend, chitty, chitty friend. Woo!
He looked up a number in Santa Monica. There sat the name, Stan Laurel, his childhood hero, living right there in California. Van Dyke couldn't believe it.
Up something else, and it just said Stan Laurel. I thought, it can't be. And I called up, and it was Stan Laurel.
He called immediately. The voice answered. It was really him. "I've stolen from you liberally over the years," Van Dyke confessed. Laurel replied, "Yes, I know." They became close friends. Van Dyke visited regularly. He found Buster Keaton the same way, right there in the phone book. These silent film legends shaped everything Van Dyke became. The pratfalls, physical comedy, the rubber-faced expressions, all learned from watching these masters.
We have an opportunity to make a rather large sum of money.
What's the deal, sir?
$75,000.
When Laurel died in 1965, Van Dyke delivered the eulogy. He called Laurel his hero. The press came to Van Dyke's house that day.
And you would have loved that because I had a lot of really great allusions that I did. But the gimmick of the sketch was that
They wanted to know about the great comedian. Van Dyke told them Laurel taught him everything. The timing, the technique, the humanity beneath the laughs. These aren't just Van Dyke's favorite films. They're his film school, his comedy Bible, the movies that taught him how to bring joy to millions. 10. Modern Times, 1936. Charlie Chaplin created his final silent masterpiece. The tramp works factory assembly lines. Machines swallow him, gears grind him through. Technology threatens to destroy humanity. But Chaplin films everything with grace and genius.
Pretty good. But for 100, you know, people say, "What did you do right?" And I say, "Don't ask."
The opening sequence became legendary. Chaplin was overwhelmed by conveyor belts moving too fast. Later, he trips over an ottoman at home. Van Dyke absorbed every frame. That ottoman trip inspired the Dick Van Dyke Show's opening. The famous stumble became television history. Van Dyke studied Chaplin's technique obsessively. He didn't laugh at Chaplin as a kid. The comedy made him cry instead. But he recognized brilliance. Chaplin's movement, his body control, his timing, all perfect. Modern Times taught Van Dyke about physical storytelling. Chaplin communicates everything through movement. No words needed, just perfect pantomime. The factory scenes satirize industrialization, but they work as pure slapstick too. Van Dyke learned that great physical comedy serves larger themes. You can make audiences laugh while making them think. 9. The General, 1926. Buster Keaton performed impossible stunts. He remains stone-faced through catastrophes. The Civil War rages. Keaton's engineer, Johnny Gray, loves his locomotive and his girl equally. When both get stolen, he pursues them. The train chase sequences defy belief. Real trains, real bridges, real danger. Keaton never flinched. Van Dyke called Keaton a superior technician to Chaplin. Audiences laughed too hard to notice the technique. That's mastery. Keaton made the difficult look effortless. The General contains cinema's greatest stunts: the collapsing bridge, the cannon firing, the water tower. Keaton risked death repeatedly, all to get the perfect shot. This film demonstrated that comedy requires courage. Keaton never used doubles. He did everything himself.
I got an award from my crew. It blew me away how great it looks. And
Van Dyke adopted that philosophy. When he danced on Mary Poppins' rooftops, he committed completely. When he performed physical comedy, he went all in. Keaton taught him that audiences feel the difference between real and fake. Commitment creates comedy. 8. The Gold Rush, 1925. Chaplin's tramp ventures to Alaska seeking fortune.
Get out!
He finds hunger, cold, and loneliness instead. The cabin teetering on cliff edges, the boot-eating scene, the dance of the dinner rolls. Each sequence builds from desperation to transcendence. Chaplin transforms suffering into beauty. He makes poverty poetic.
It's quite
The funny thing
beautifully
was,
edited.
I had grandkids I had never met. I had no.
Van Dyke appreciated how Chaplin balanced pathos and humor. The gold rush makes you laugh and breaks your heart simultaneously. The tramp imagines hosting dinner. He performs a dance using forks and rolls. It's whimsical and heartbreaking. He's alone on New Year's Eve, performing for himself. This film taught Van Dyke about emotional range. Great comedians access sadness. They understand loneliness. The laughs matter more when earned through genuine feeling. Van Dyke brought this sensitivity to his dramatic work. In the comic, he played broken performers. He knew comedy emerges from darkness. 7. Safety Last. 1923. Harold Lloyd dangles from a clock face. The image became cinema's most famous stunt. A young man climbs a building to impress his girl and earn money. Each floor brings new obstacles. A mouse, a tennis net, a revolving clock hand. Lloyd performs everything himself. No effects, just courage and comedy.
From you pretty liberal over there, and he said, "Yes, I know."
Van Dyke studied Lloyd's everyman appeal. Lloyd wasn't pathetic like Chaplin's tramp or stoic like Keaton. He was ambitious, enthusiastic, eager. Audiences identified completely. When Lloyd succeeds, we celebrate. When he fails, we sympathize. His optimism makes his struggles funny rather than sad. Safety Last demonstrated that physical comedy requires real danger. Lloyd actually climbed buildings. Audiences sense authenticity. The gasps and laughs come from genuine peril. Van Dyke learned that commitment separates great physical comedy from mere slapstick. You can't fake bravery. The camera sees everything. 6. The Kid, 1921 Chaplin found Pathos. The tramp discovers an abandoned baby. He raises the boy as his own. Jackie Coogan plays the kid with heartbreaking naturalness. Together they hustle and survive. But authorities separate them. The film shifts from comedy to devastating drama. Chaplin created cinema's first great dramedy.
And I got to say this stone, starkly broad, the whole thing.
Van Dyke recognized the kid's influence on all family entertainment. Chaplin proved that children and comedy mix beautifully. The relationship between tramp and kid feels genuine. Their love transcends circumstance. When they're torn apart, the film achieves genuine tragedy. Yet humor never disappears completely. This film taught Van Dyke about balancing tones. You can be funny and sad simultaneously. The Dick Van Dyke Show mastered this balance. Rob Petrie's home life mixed laughs with genuine emotion. Mary Poppins blends fantasy with family drama. The Kid showed that emotional truth enhances comedy rather than undermining it. 5. Sherlock Jr. 1924. Buster Keaton dreamed inside the cinema. A projectionist falls asleep. He enters the movie on screen. Reality and film merge. Keaton performs his most innovative stunts here. He walks through backgrounds that change instantly. He dives through windows. He rides motorcycle handlebars without knowing the driver fell off. Van Dyke called this Keaton's technical masterpiece. The dream sequence revolutionized film language. Characters could exist in multiple realities. Keaton edited with precision. Each background shift happens on exact frames. The comedy comes from perfect timing. One frame off and the joke fails. Sherlock Jr. demonstrated that innovation serves comedy. Keaton didn't show off. He used technique to create laughs. The motorcycle sequence builds tension magnificently. We know Keaton's in danger. He doesn't. The gap creates comedy and suspense simultaneously. Van Dyke learned that technical mastery enables comedy rather than replacing it. 4. Blockheads 1938. Laurel and Hardy reached peak perfection.
Good morning, Mr. Hardy.
Gorgeous day, isn't it? Bright and cheerful and so forth.
Oh, it's a
Stan's been guarding a trench for 20 years. Nobody told him World War I ended. Ollie discovers him and brings him home. Chaos erupts. Stan destroys Ollie's domestic peace. Simple misunderstandings cascade into disasters. The gags build beautifully. Van Dyke studied every Laurel and Hardy film, but Blockheads showcases their partnership perfectly. Stan's innocent stupidity, Ollie's patient frustration, the dynamic creates endless comedy. They're not performing for cameras. They're living these characters completely. Every reaction feels organic. This film taught Van Dyke about partnership comedy. Laurel and Hardy work because they're different. Their contrasts create friction. Friction creates comedy. Van Dyke applied this to everything. His partnership with Mary Tyler Moore, his interactions with Rosemarie and Maury Amsterdam. Understanding character dynamics makes ensemble comedy work. 3. Sons of the Desert. 1933, Laurel and Hardy lied to their wives. They want to attend their fraternal convention, so they fake an ocean voyage for Ollie's health. The plan collapses spectacularly. The wives discover everything. Domestic comedy never reached higher heights. The film balances slapstick with character comedy perfectly. Van Dyke declared this masterful ensemble work. Every character serves a story. The wives aren't shrews. They're smart women dealing with foolish husbands. Laurel and Hardy aren't villains. They're grown children seeking adventure. Everyone feels human despite the broad comedy. That balance creates lasting entertainment. This film demonstrated that situation comedy requires believable stakes. We care about these marriages. We want them to survive. When secrets emerge, consequences matter. The Dick Van Dyke Show learned this lesson. Rob's work problems affected home life. Laura's frustrations felt genuine. Sons of the Desert showed that domestic comedy works through real relationships. 2. Music Box, 1932. Laurel and Hardy faced their greatest challenge.
We've only got a couple more steps. Now both together. Heave! Ho!
Deliver a piano up a massive staircase. It's simple. It's perfect. The stairs become their enemy. The piano slides down repeatedly. They struggle upward inch by inch. 30 minutes of pure escalating comedy. No dialogue needed, just two men fighting gravity and stupidity.
I love it. Yeah, I'm looking for work right now.
Van Dyke called this the perfect comedy short. Every gag builds from the previous one. The situation stays simple. The complications multiply. A cop interferes. A lady scolds. A butler confuses. But always the stairs and the piano remain. The simplicity creates comedy gold. Complexity would diminish the brilliance. Music Box taught Van Dyke about structure. Great comedy needs no plot, just a clear goal and escalating obstacles. The piano must go up. Stan and Ollie refuse to quit. That's enough. Van Dyke used this principle constantly. Simple setups, clear objectives. Let character and situation create comedy. Don't force complications. 1. Way Out West, 1937. Laurel and Hardy reach perfection. Stan and Ollie deliver a goldmine deed to a young woman, but villains trick them. The duo must rescue the girl and recover the deed. Musical numbers, dance sequences, perfect comic timing. The film contains everything that made Laurel and Hardy legends. Van Dyke declared this his favorite Laurel and Hardy film. "You've got to see it," he insisted. Still a classic. The dance sequence alone justifies the ranking. Stan and Ollie soft shoe with casual brilliance. They're not dancers trying to be funny. They're comedians who happen to dance beautifully. The casualness makes it magical. Way Out West represents everything Van Dyke learned from silent comedy. Physical grace, perfect timing, character-based humor, humanity beneath laughs. When Van Dyke sang and danced through Mary Poppins in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, he channeled this spirit. When he stumbled through the Dick Van Dyke Show, he honored these masters. Laurel taught him that comedy comes from truth, that technique should be invisible, that joy connects people. This film contains all those lessons perfectly.
I did it with Henry Calvin. He used to be Captain Garcia on Zorro. The big fat guy. He did Ollie and I did Stan.
It's why Van Dyke called Stan Laurel his hero. It's why comedy matters. These films built Dick Van Dyke's foundation. From Chaplin's grace to Keaton's courage, from Lloyd's optimism to Laurel's humanity. Each taught essential lessons about timing, technique, and truth. Together, they created a performer who brought joy to millions across 7 decades. Silent film masters gave us Dick Van Dyke. For that, we're eternally grateful. Which silent comedy most influenced your sense of humor? Tell us below and subscribe for more journeys through cinema's greatest inspirations.